I'm Robin of Oxy-Dry, and this is a repeat customer. I've been cleaning this carpet for probably about 10 years or so. I think it was the last time I was here that we ended up with dealing with some really bad stains in this bedroom. And they all came out, but it took a few months and they began to reappear. So here I am about a year later cleaning again. So we'll be addressing these stains again. This was actually poop. The little doggy had got sick and he was pooped all over the carpet here. So over time it did begin to reappear, so we're going to have to address this some more this time. This is a 25-year-old, I would guess at least, olefin berber style very heavy loop. This is a carpet, type of carpet that you would really hate to put a orbital machine on, because this is the carpet where the orbital machine would tend to chatter and jump and would be really fighting you to go in certain directions. But of course with a rotary that's not a problem at all. You don't even notice them. And I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. I thought, I'm going to use my Astro turf pad on here, because I think that the Astro turf is going to be able to scrub into the fiber, into the loops perhaps a little better. And I already did underneath these two pieces here, and right away I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely working well. So let's give it a good clean. I've been using these Astro turf pads for some of the commercial jobs I've been doing lately with this high-speed machine, and they've been working very well. So I think that they do work better at a higher speed, because this is doing 125 passes more per minute than a typical low-speed rotary would at the high speed that it's going now, which is 300 RPM. And I think that makes actually quite a big difference. Actually, I'm wanting to explore new ideas, and this is definitely a change, because I've always been running the low speed, at least for residential. I've been mostly using my OP machines for commercial carpet cleaning for the last 10 years or so. But now that I've got the high-speed machine, and I started experimenting with my Hawk 2-speed on some commercial jobs over the last year, and I'm realizing, yeah, actually this is in my opinion, it's a better way to go for commercial. So that's going to be my this machine I'm using now, and the other version of it I have, which is with the hand release at the bottom of the handle. They will be my these will be my machines from now on for carpeting. And the OP machines, I'll just be using them for the occasional wood floor that I do. I mean, I actually prefer the rotary anyway, but anyway, this is really working very well. And another one of the things that I prefer about the rotary is that I do have the option to use so many different pads or attachments for the rotary. Every kind of brush, all the different fiber pads, and all the different bonnets and or pads that are available, and they all work under the rotary, and they work very well. And this is definitely I think I guessed right here that this would be a good choice here, because the AstroTurf fibers are reaching down in between the loops and really cleaning well. And at 300 RPM, that means about 5 cleaning passes per second on the carpet fiber, or 18,000 cleaning passes over a period of an hour, 360 degrees. So, yeah, that's definitely going to do something. That'll do the job. And it's so easy to use this. No effort at all. Because if I was using an Oric or my Challenger or any wheels up OP, this would be a real challenge because of the loops would make it more difficult to maneuver the machine. Wheels down OP, not so bad. It might be a little bit difficult, but not, you would hardly notice it, I don't think. There was actually a bad mark right over here. I treated it with Suspend. And there we go. And by the way, one more thing I should mention is if you find you're shower feeding and you're finding yourself getting the carpet too wet, one thing you can do, other than feather the solution down less often, is you can, assuming you have a shutoff valve, and you should absolutely have a shutoff valve in your under your tank or in your line, wherever, you can back that off so that less volume comes out every time you pull the valve over here. So you can adjust it that way. You might, for some guys, that you might find it easier to do that. I actually have mine backed off a little bit right now because I'm finding it a little hard to get used to this particular machine setup, because the machine I've been using for the last 10 years is actually a center feed, so it's definitely has a different way that the solution applies, so it was perhaps a little easier to feed it down and not overwet the carpet. But anyway, I'm trying it with the valve backed off a little bit, and we'll see. I think it's working pretty good. I can see now that when I pull the trigger, I can see that there's less coming out. My expectation is I'll do this as a single pass or single step, because I'm scrubbing and extracting at the same time with this pad. So I don't want to get the carpet wetter than I absolutely have to. It's always a consideration. Yeah, there was a mark over here, which is now completely gone. I pre-treated it, and all gone. So we'll head over this way. Again, there was a mark right there. Now, where that mark is gone. Yeah, it's working really well. Excellent. There's the little doggy. His name is George. He's a nice little guy. I think she said he's 12. Very mellow fellow. We're gonna check something. This ought to be interesting, I think. Okay, let's go. I just wanted to wipe that floor. So we'll just work our way in. Man, this thing is smooth running. That's the nice thing about these Rubbermaid style pads. They run so smooth under the rotary. That is definitely a plus. Yeah, this is looking great. Look at that. Wow. Interesting, huh? You see that nasty stain? Actually, there's a whole bunch of stains have already gone over there. They're all coming out, but here's that big nasty one right here. Look at that, eh? Man, oh man, oh man. With equipment like this and chemistry that we have now available, it just makes it so easy. With the many different pads, attachments we have, and high quality machines, and well, maybe a little bit of technique over the years. There's a whole trail of stains down that hallway. They're all gone. This is just wonderful. So, let's do our little experiment. I'll come back to here, and I'm going to go over this spot a little bit more. And what are we at? It's 90 degrees. 90 degrees, eh? That's actually fairly warm. Okay, well, what's the temperature over there? 76. Ooh, how interesting. Now, I knew it did heat it up a little bit, but I didn't think it would heat it up that much. That's actually pretty interesting. So literally, when you stop and you go over a spot with the rotary at the high speed, you'll actually heat the carpet up, or heat the solution up on the carpet. 88 right there. $91. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, let's see what happens at low speed. I'll slow it down, and then I'll go a little bit, make sure I get the temperature at the ambient temperature. Okay, let's Where are we at? 85. Interesting. That's actually pretty cool. So we're actually getting even, and by the way, that's cold water that I have on this machine. So literally, when I want to, if I hover over a spot for a few seconds, I can heat the carpet up, the temperature of the solution, up to about 100, almost 100 degrees. And of course, hotter cleans better. Isn't that interesting? I figured I would heat it up a little bit, but I didn't think it would go up that much. But that's the higher speed. I did this before, testing with my low-speed machine, and it didn't raise it much. But this is a whole other story now. At the higher speed. I think that's pretty neat. And I think it also explains why the higher speed actually can clean better. We're actually taking the temperature of the solution and increasing it, which increases the cleaning power. That's amazing. So let's just go over this area right here. We'll try this again, just to kind of what I would normally be cleaning at. Where are we at? 83. Okay, 83, just as a normal. And by the way, the floor itself is 76. So we're going up nearly 10 degrees, just as in a normal pass. And if I put hot water in here, that would make a difference too, I guess. That's really quite interesting. I wasn't expecting it to go up that much. But, you know, let's see. So I'll go slow right here. We're at 90. Yep. Interesting, huh? Well, what do you know? And that might, oh, by the way, the other thing that will make a difference is the type of pad you're using. So one pad would actually maybe have more friction than another. I would expect that the cotton pads would increase the temperature even more. That's my guess. Now, it's obviously, well, it's obvious that would happen anyway. Obviously, if you're putting friction with the machine on the carpet, then you're going to see an increase in temperature. But I didn't expect it to go up that much. Ninety degrees that's getting pretty warm. I mean, you can actually feel, like when I stop and I put my hand on the pad, I can feel it's just slightly warm now, but it would have cooled down pretty quick. But it does warm up a fair amount. Okay, we're going to work our way back out. This is where the bad stain was, and as you can see, it's gone. Oop. Boy. Oh. 82 on the right side there. 86. $74. Huh. So it's fluctuating, but you know it is definitely raising the temperature. And if you go real slow, especially at with a high-speed machine, you're going to raise the temperature up to nearly 100 degrees. Maybe even you can go higher if you held it there even longer, I guess. But I wouldn't do that for too long. You don't want to be melting nothing. Mind you, the carpet melts at the lower temperature carpet. Melting point of the olefins is around, I think it's 212 or 220 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's pretty low. But you couldn't, I don't think that you could do that, heat it up that much anyway, as long as there's moisture present. If you ran out of moisture, then you got a problem. So you're never going to do that. Because you're not that dumb, right? And you'll know, you'll feel it. You'll feel the machine start to bog real quick. $93. Ooh, I got it up. Ooh, 93 there. Yeah, interesting. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, I thought you might find that all interesting. A little bit of a different way of doing things today, and a little bit of insight into the temperature we're working with. And so I thought that you might find that informative. You can see all these stains are gone, no problem at all. And they probably won't come back this time. I don't recall whether I used the stabilized CO2 on this the last time, but I did this time, so that makes a big difference. And I've got the I've got 3,000 ppm of stabilized CO2 in the suspend, which I pre-treated this all with, so I wouldn't have had that in there at that rate anyway. Then I know I didn't have that back then. I wasn't using it, so hopefully that'll make the difference, because it'll break down. Stabilized CO2 breaks down organic matter. As long as I get enough on there, it should be very effective. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.